Nissan's been bleeding cash and losing ground for years. But CEO Ivan Espinosa just pulled back the curtain on a plan that could actually fix it. It doesn't look like the move most companies would attempt. This is a complete overhaul of which vehicles Nissan should be selling, what kind of tech to use, and how to compete in a market that's left them behind. Artificial intelligence takes over. The first pillar of Nissan's comeback doesn't involve new sheet metal or even a new engine. It's the AI drive technology, or AIDT, and it's essentially a massive upgrade to their existing ProPilot driver assistance system. We're talking about taking their semi-autonomous features and making them smarter, more responsive, and more natural. Here's the ambitious part. Nissan wants 90% of their entire lineup running this tech within the next few years. The first vehicle to get it is actually going to be the Japan market Elgrand van later this year. And then the enhanced ProPilot features are rolling out across the rest of their models starting in 2027. From today's point, this looks like a smart bet that AI-powered driver assistance will matter more to buyers than horsepower. Large SUVs in the US are the priority. The American market is telling Nissan something loud and clear. Nobody wants sedans anymore. What people actually want here are SUVs, and specifically, substantial ones. That's why Nissan is restructuring their entire strategy around what they call core models, and the Rogue is front and center in that plan. These vehicles are expected to account for nearly 80% of total sales, which tells you everything about where the focus is. Forget the experiments and the lineup fillers. Nissan is doubling down on models that actually move units and earn money. SUVs are the backbone of that strategy. They're targeting 1 million annual sales across the US and Canada by 2030, and a good chunk of that math depends on making their lineup competitive. Bringing back the Xterra. This is the move fans have been waiting for since 2015. The Xterra is officially coming back, and Nissan's positioned it as what they're calling a heartbeat model. Basically a vehicle with real brand identity and purpose, rather than just another rig that looks like 3 other crossovers on the lot. We've already seen the first teaser, and it shows a lot of character. Body-on-frame construction, a naturally aspirated V6 engine, split headlights, and design language pulled from Nissan's tougher global models. The Xterra is going to be a proper off-roader that can actually go toe-to-toe with the Bronco and 4Runner. The company's aiming for a 2028 arrival, and early speculation suggests it'll land somewhere under 40 grand. 2027 Rogue Hybrid e-Power debuts in the United States. Nissan's been slow to the hybrid game compared to Toyota and most other car makers, but they're finally ready to make a move that actually matters. The 2027 Rogue is getting their 3rd generation e-Power system, and this is a big deal because it's the first e-Power model the US market will officially see. The numbers are worth talking about. Nissan's claiming 42% thermal efficiency, which edges out Toyota's 41%. That's the kind of granular advantage that actually translates to real-world fuel economy. E-Power works differently than traditional hybrids. The gas engine primarily charges a battery that powers the electric motor, which gives you a driving feel that's closer to an EV than a regular hybrid. The new Rogue will prove whether American buyers actually care about that distinction, or if they're just checking boxes for fuel economy. Shrinking the lineup. The company currently sells over 60 different models globally. That became unsustainable, and Nissan is cutting that down to around 45 vehicles. A bunch of underperforming regional models are gone by 2027. Versa, for example. Instead of spreading engineering resources across a bloated lineup, Nissan's reorganizing around 4 model types. There are the core vehicles we talked about, Rogue and volume sellers. Then there are heartbeat models like the returning Xterra. Growth section offers the Juke and other rigs for expansion in specific markets. And then there are partner models that serve niche purposes. The strategy is brutal but logical. Fewer models, more focus, and a 30% increase in average volume per remaining vehicle. Instead of being all things to all people, Nissan's betting that being really good at a smaller set of things will actually make them more money. It's the opposite of the approach that got them into this mess in the first place.